Good morning. Now, the thing about doing daily vlogs as opposed to weekly vlogs is you have to constantly think of things to film. And as is now traditional on day 3, breakfast is where we begin. So this is the croissant pastry all rolled up. So you have to just unroll a croissant, as it were. And then I'm going to put jam inside it. And then I'm going to put it in the oven and see what it's like.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlogmas.
And then you just roll them up like this, apparently from the short side to the point. Da, 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 da. That looks now like a croissant of some variety, and then you can pinch the sides slightly to make it more convincing. That one is a little bit slapdash, I will give you that. Ta-da! Croissants. Oh, if you could smell this right now. So, as any of you who've ever tried to make a croissant pastry knows, it's actually incredibly difficult, and it involves rolling a whole layers of butter in and folding and rolling again and folding and then refrigerating. It takes hours and hours and hours. And if you do it, properly, very often you have to start the day before you want a croissant. Which is mad, of course, which is why you buy them in the shops for 70p. But if you can't be bothered to spend 70p, then you can buy these just roll things. And they cost like a couple of quid for 6. So it works out better. Plus you get the smell of fresh croissants in your house or flat in the morning, which is amazing. They are a little bit smaller, I'll give you that, but they are just as delicious. So you need to leave me now whilst I stuff my face. So it's the afternoon, and I've been reading board papers most of the morning, which is, it's one of these things where you sort of lose track of time, and you think, well, I'm just going to read a couple of papers, and then you're like, I've been reading papers for 3 hours, and my brain hurts, and so do my eyes. I've had a bit of a shave because Steve thinks I look a bit homeless, which is nice. The reality is that in November and December and January, I don't actually shave that much because if I go outside, it's actually cold. And I have two choices. One is wear a balaclava and then I get accused of looking like a bank robber. Or keep a beard and it keeps, a bit of your face warm, which, that's the whole purpose of it. So, yeah. So I tend to be more clean shaven in the summer. So if you can't handle that, too bad, I guess. You don't get to choose whether I shave my face or not. This is not that kind of relationship. So one of the problems with being an adult, one of the drawbacks, there are a few, but one of the sort of lesser mentioned ones is the ability to not act like an idiot, or not regularly anyway, so or at least childishly. So unless you have a small child in tow, like we did yesterday, you can't really walk around blowing bubbles, which is a shame because it's fun. And similarly, it's not really acceptable as a lone adult to go on a helter-skelter. It's annoying. So the walk today is going to have to be just a conventional walk to the shops. No bubbles. I need to buy some things so I can make a Flaumkuchen, which I think I've shown you before. It's a plum cake, essentially. Very simple plum cake. But I don't have any of the things you need to make pastry, so I need to buy them all, which is what I'm doing right now. So there we go, that is a Flaumkuchen mit Streuseln. I think I've shown you this before, but just in case I haven't, it's ever so easy. It's a few egg yolks and some flour and some butter mixed with sugar. Chuck it all in a bowl together once the butter's melted, and add a bit of vanilla, and it crumbles into that sort of mix. Use a bit as a base, slice some plums, use the rest for the top. Jobs are good and stick it in the oven for 45 minutes, but I'm going to do that later. This afternoon we're going into Westfield because Crystal needs to pick something up, and we always feel the need to go there over Christmas. Rarely buy anything, but it's worth a visit. You might get inspired, but just in case you do. And then when we get back, we've got leftover Chinese and plum cake. That's a pretty good way to spend the evening, isn't it? I don't think you can make it out that well, but that is a very dirty looking moon. It's all rusty and orange. Anyway, another glamorous location is Willesden Junction, waiting for a train to go to Westfield. Look, it's Christmas. In so much as there's a lot of sparkly LEDs, which is what Christmas means now. can see how crazy it is. There's a Waitrose at the bottom of the House of Fraser here. My opinion of House of Fraser has gone up slightly. Up to this point, it's always been quite a poor selection of stuff, just fashion and no real homeware. But anyway, that's middle class problem. And Waitrose being there is middle class benefit. So we're heading for Debenhams. So we've got to go inside. Check out Festiveness. And there's an ice rink behind the DA people. Oh, very nice. Look, more trees. They're not really trees. Tell me if you think that's creepy. A few more owls because you know it's Christmas and that's all about owls. And that is Santa's Grotto outside in the cold. That's very impressive. Anyway, we've got to go now down the screaming escalator. Thanks for watching again. It was quite an unsuccessful shopping escapade. We picked up the one thing that Crystal needed to pick up, but that was about it. That's always the way with Westfield, I find. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.
Toby, stupid vlogmas.